Hi everyone, I'm Emily, and today we're at the business school at Creighton University, and we're here with two of Tim Bastian's students, Emily Rustkamp and Kat Keating, and today they're going to talk about a project they had where they got to spend Tim Bastian's money. So you two are filling in for Tim today, and I understand you had a project where he gave you his money to spend for a project. Can you talk a little bit more about that, what the project was about?
Yes. Well, Tim received his Christmas bonus from the university for $200, and he gave it to us to spend, but as Tim always says in his classes, there's no such thing as a free lunch. So he added some strings to the money. He chose 5 students from all colleges across the university that he's had in class, and he gave us the task of choosing a charity to donate his money to. And so he gave us the stipulations for distributing the money. It had to be a 501c3 charity because, of course, he wants the tax deduction. It had to be aligned with Catholic teachings.
It had to, 4 of the 5 of us had to agree on the charity that we chose, and that was also a part of, he chose 5 different students across the different colleges, but also across very different political and economic ideals. So we were all varying, and so 4 of the 5 of us had to agree.
And it also had to promote the economic growth of an individual or a nation.
What were all the programs you considered at first?
We looked at the Akiva microfinancing program, which gives direct loans. You can choose a person in whatever country around the world that you want to, and it gives that money directly to them. We looked at donating to Red Cloud Indian School, which is up in Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. And that was supposed to be a more local charity to donate to. Another semi-local, or at least domestic, program was Homeboy Industries in California. Also the Tamarindo program in El Salvador that Creighton is very connected to through the El Salvador trip that they do over the summers. And then the one that we chose was Catholic Relief Services microfinancing.
So it must have been kind of difficult. I mean, you all are from different backgrounds politically and economically. So can you take us through the thought process of narrowing it down to one charity?
Yeah. So the whole discussion process was designed so that we as diverse students could kind of debate about certain aspects of the charities or certain types of charities, issues that they were dealing with, things like fair trade or birth control, things that might be controversial when you're dealing with charities, especially in an international atmosphere. And what we found was that there were a lot of charities that fit all of Tim's criteria, that we could all agree were doing really great work in the communities that they served. And so we actually had very little debate on these kind of contentious issues.
And then it came down to those 5 organizations that we had talked about before. And we really dissected Tim's criteria and looked at the missions of each of the programs, tried to find as much as we could exactly where their money was going to, and just how each program was really going to fit in with especially Catholic teaching. And out of the 5, it really came down to the CRS program and the Tamarindo.
So why then did you ultimately choose?
That came down to a much more personal or intuitive I guess, decision that we all agreed upon between, obviously they both programs met Tim's criteria, and so we tried to be respectful to what we knew of Tim and his personality and his ideas and how he would really want his money to be spent, and we chose the Catholic Relief Services program for their history and their all-encompassing values of being incredibly grounded in a Catholic tradition that is, backed by the bishops and very rooted in